Madvillainy JB, and I'm back with another reaction / review. And today we are going to dive into an artist I've never dived into before. We're going to dive into MF Doom. I have received a lot of requests to dive into MF Doom, the late MF Doom's music, may his soul rest in peace, and I have really listened. I always intended reacting to or listening to his music on the channel. He is a major beacon in underground hip hop, and I really want to hear this music that people explain or describe that is quite, you know, wordy and intelligent and out of the box. I really want to listen to it. I really want to hear what it's like. I'm excited. So let's listen to some MF Doom.
As luck would have it, one of America's two most powerful villains of the importance of the villain was not overlooked. Of course.
So the illest villains really setting the scene for the carnage and the uncomfort yet to come, you know, like this is Madvillainy, which is Madlib, and MF Doom, two great producers and rappers, and it's like they're coming together to really let it rip. Like all hell is loose right now. Okay, I like this. It's called Accordion. We've got some kind of deconstructed accordion sound here. I don't know whether to jig or, you know, like what is the vibe right now?
All time the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly and Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. I see twice to threefold. He sold scrolls, lo and behold. Know who's the illest ever, like the greatest story told. Keep your glory, gold and glitter. For half of his niggas to take him out the picture. Taste it like truth for dear when he at the mic. It's like the place get like, oh yeah. It's like they know what's about to happen. Just keep your eye out like I capping. Is he still and living the true gods? Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got all lords. And he hold the mic at your attention like two swords. It's like the end to the means. Fuck type of message that sends to the fiends. That's why he bring his own needles. Make himself like accordion. The mic, you don't go next. Leaving pussy cats like why hoes need Protex. Exercise index won't need Bowflex and won't take the one with no skinny legs like Joe.
I flippin' love Accordion. That production it's so different. Like there's an unease in that production. The accordion is there playing, but the accordion sounds deconstructed. It sounds dismantled, and he's just rhyming over it. Like the flow is so consistent over this really dismantled kind of melody. So you're screwing your face and you're like, oh, because the production is doing one thing. The production already sounds a bit out of place, and then his rapping on top is just really vivid and really descriptive. So you're just screwing for two different reasons. Like this is a real good track, the production and the rapping.
Dripping off the meat grinder, heat niner, pimpin', stripping, soft, sweet minor.
Tripping off the beat kinda, dripping off the meat grinder. What is dripping off the meat grinder? That creates some grotesque imagery. You're just imagining the meat grinder with all the flesh and ligaments dripping off it. Like they have literally grinded. They've eaten us alive, and now our flesh is dripping off the meat grinder with these bars.
Certified tits stones, pour wine, all grind, 8:45, let's go. Now 7 alligators, 7 at the gates, I have a knocking, no answer, slow dancer, hopeless romancer, don't screw stanzas, yes, no villain, metal face pedestral. Just say ho, I'll test the yo. Wild West style fest, y'all best to lay low. Hey, broad favors demonstrated in the perforated hard labors. All quad flavors, large flavors, 40 songs lit in the booth with the best host, doing wrong hits on the roof in the West Coast. He's had it in Manhattan, warmongers, you can find the villain in satin, congas, and reaches for the whole tan Elises.
Meat grinder. That was just the production is so quirky. But quirky is the wrong word. It's so idiosyncratic. It's so different. You've never heard it before, but when you're hearing it, it's so clear what you're meant to be hearing. This is crazy production from Madlib. It's like he wants you to never have heard anything like it before, but know it when you hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sounds on the Water, where we offer you the finest of the fine thing, the only Madlib.
How do you do?
We also have King Ghidra on the mix, and I'm your host, the super villain. 2-2-1-2. How Doomwood heat and preach non-violence. He about to start speech, come on, silence. On one step, right. Don't let me find out who try to bite. They better off going to fly a kite in a firefight during tornado time with no coat, then I caught you. A child is gonna smile. And that's no exaggeration. The doctor told the patient it's all in your imagination, Negro. What do we know? Yellow with broke blue writing. This is too exciting. Folks leave out the show feeling truly enlightened.
Heat like when nieces reborn. Leave a whipper holes in the dartboard. Ain't a stick, no like Kobe's. Even with the arms of the hawk, you couldn't hold me from getting me. Smack him in the face, let him taste pride, fix try. Hit the washed up like the shoreline. Do a dive, ride, how the tip turn, street turns. Keep me in this dirt like an earthworm.
I really like the really like that. That is really, again, distinctive sound. It sounds really happy. You know what I mean? It sounds like springtime. It sounds like you're skipping through the streets in the summer. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like hopscotch in the hood. Like, it's like, yeah, you're in a rough part, but you're skipping. It's sunny days. You might not be in the safest of neighborhoods, but you got your skipping rope. You got your two friends on either side. You're doing double dutch. It gives that vibe, the production. And then on top of it, we've just got very seamless bars. I can't quite catch every single bar that MF Doom does, or even MED, the feature, does, but it's very slick over the production. It's very hand in hand.
And come out to show them.
America's most bloody. Soon as you start sleeping, catching you off.
Or take a whole carload on a wasted trip. Or sit while I'll lace tip from tip within. You know, just the raw leaf part. The list top go bust before beat start. At the stop and go bar, acting like a spirit host. I'll guess you could say stay sedated. Some say booted, some say faded. Some sometimes you might need to detox. It can help you with your rhyme flow and your beatbox. Or spike your page out the good book. Hear it how you want it.
Essentially, this is a weed song, do you know what I mean? Tearing a page out the good book, I'm assuming the Bible, and how some people use Bible sheets, you know, and there's a lot of joint references, a lot of spark, you know, lighting it, faded, all this stuff. He's talking essentially about being America's most blunted. He high!
The mad villain killing mad boom. Consume weed, drink fruits, and we perfume the room. Let's go. But don't think with speed or try to react.
Even your pops got smacked.
I got the fat sack. All day honey. America's most blunted.
I really like America's Most Blunted. It's very playful. Do you know what I mean? It's a very playful track. I feel like MF Doom and Madlib, a lot of what they're doing in this album so far is having fun with it. There's a lot of being consumed in sounds and concepts and running with it and not being scared to be out of the box with the sounds and the flows. Just really embracing full creativity, really endorsing full creativity with no restraints, no bounds, no limits. So that the bars are flying off everywhere and the bars are doing all sorts of things. And then on top of that, the production is flying off and doing all sorts of things. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of boundlessness and freedom in the creativity here, which creates really different music, because it's like they've not restricted themselves to one thing. They've blended all sorts of things, all sorts of vibes and energies and sounds and rhythms and lyrics to create something really out of the box. That gives me, that production was really sick. That just gives me like in those cars with the big wheels that, you know, bounces and you're just rolling down the street, you know, and the car's just bouncing and you're feeling real cool, you're feeling real sick about yourself. That intoxicating feeling of just enjoying yourself, enjoying who you are, enjoying what you're wearing, enjoying what you're driving, and just cruising. Crazy. Do you know what they've done here? This is like, you know, like if you were to, you know, back in the days you would go to like a bar, a jazz bar, and you'd go in and you'd sit by the bar and you'd be like, whiskey. You swirl your whiskey, the bartender just pulled you up, and in the background there's some blues going off there with a riff that's doing its own thing, and you're just there musing, drinking your whiskey, thinking of dark shit. Like that is like what this feels like. It feels like you've walked into a bar, but instead of it being a typical bluesy, jazzy song that's going off doing its one crazy, whimsical riff, it's a rap bluesy song. And it's like this bluesy rap song is telling a really grotesque story of a snitch and a snitch getting deaded up, and then you're like, what? You're there with your whiskey and you're like, wait, what's so crazy that they've been able to encapsulate this vibe of like a bluesy freeness, a bluesy kind of untamed and like hungry melody that is fitting to this really disturbing kind of story here of snitches and rats and murder and hoping people don't know and things like that, is fitting into that. And it's like, maybe this bluesy feel that feels like untamed is supposed to mimic or match the fact that they're talking about some really untamed stuff.
Trying to get a nut like squirrels in his mad world. Lance up the town jeweler, left back now schooler, trying to sound cooler. On the microphone known as the crown ruler. The foreign started flowing to the poor. That's about when he first started going raw. Kept the smoke more brethren, instead of trying to riff with a broke war veteran. Split made him swore he saw heaven, he was 7. But you know it, growing up too fast, showing up to class with my wet in a flash. Smoke a whole mountain of hash to the hash. Roll fast, leave the room with the stash. Super in the smash, doom.
Yeah, it sounds really like, I don't know, just wobbly, unstable, discordant, uncomfortable. And he's doing some really sweet storytelling on here. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it, but MF Doom's like skills, so what I'm seeing so far is that he's really good at painting images even though you don't know specifically what he's talking about. It's very opaque sometimes and it can be very vague, but through that vagueness and that like blurriness, an image is created because of his delivery, because of certain ways that he puts words, so that even if you don't get the full thing, you're catching a few words and that's painting a few pictures. So it's like, it's really interesting how selective MF Doom is with how he wants to put things together. It's almost like a kind of surgery to him. It feels like very surgical bars. And I don't know if surgical is a word, but I'm gonna run with it. So we've got another instrumental again, Do Not Fire. It's sounding very haunting, that one.
On many forms.
That he who is without sin cast the first stone after you who's last, so he can bring it to you live in stereo. Panic, can't understand it, ban it. The underhanded ran it, planned it, and left him stranded. Thief can handle a style so rancid. He flipped it like Madvillainy did the old jazz standard. Don't mind me, I wrote this rhyme lightly over 2 or 3 heinies, and boy was they fine, G. One black, one Spanish, one Chinese. It keeps talking, you don't know him. Man, how he expand work but won't show him. Poor guys, what a sight for hoes, so 4 eyes. Now hook me with 2 apple pies and a small fries. And he wasted on something useful, like getting juiced off a deuce of cokie. Keep it low key, known to pull a okie dokie. Real butterball, either I get a strike or strike out, gutter ball. Rockin' like gear for the 4 with nice inside pockets prepared for the brawl. Told ya, MF, the holder of a boulder, money folder.
Really like Money Folder. I like just the rumble of it, you know. It's a very like the track is like murmuring in a sense, you know what I mean? Like just kind of under there, but simmering, and I like that. It had a really good energy to it, a really good bump. And then we've got again MF Doom storytelling over it, you know, telling a few stories in that one. I really liked so far Madvillainy, and we're gonna make this a part 2 video, because when it comes to like albums bigger than 20, I really want to now kind of, if I can't at that time, I want to split it into like 2. So this is like the part A of this reaction, and so far, getting halfway through Madvillainy, I really do feel like the album is living up to its title right now. It's very much feeling villainous and uneasy and kind of unsettling. It's giving that energy, it's giving that perspective, and I feel like Madlib and MF Doom have come together really well in this concept and executed it so well so far. I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying how it's really different to me, so different to what I usually hear. I always love hearing something different. I always love being shocked or being surprised or being even left a bit confused, because it's through that confusion that I'm really interpreting the art more. So I really do like that, how it's leaving me questioning a bit sometimes, me trying to figure out, what is MF Doom's lyrics meaning? What is he saying? What is he not saying? Because there's a lot of like things that maybe he will leave hanging. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, really interesting pen, really fun pen to be listening to, and I'm really happy that I got recommended this quite a lot. But yeah guys, that is the first half of my reaction to Madvillainy. Stay tuned for the second half. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button down below and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. I'll see you guys all next time.